I'm lit with the squad. Confidence of God.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Beerdojo. I'm Noetic J, and today we got a familiar face, Sweetwater, back in action. Now, for those of you who follow the channel, or follow the TikTok, or follow the Instagram, we have already reviewed one of Sweetwater's lines so far, and that was the 420 Extra Pale Ale. Today, I'm super excited about this one. We got their Hazy IPA. And actually, one thing I noticed too was Sweetwater actually bought out one of the recent reviews that came out for Alpine Brewing Company. So Alpine Brewing Company had the OG Haze. If you haven't seen that review, go check it out. That's a special one. Did it during my bubble bath that was not so bubbly. Gotta get the real bubbles next time, but that's beyond the point. And so what ended up happening was I did more research on Alpine Brewing. They were bought out by Green Flash Brewing Company in San Diego, California, which then was eventually bought out, I believe, in 2019 by Sweetwater. So now Green Flash Brewery and Alpine are both under Sweetwater, which is here in the hometown that I reside in of Atlanta, Georgia. And so I am really excited. Before that first review with Sweetwater, as I spoke about in the for the 420 Extra Pale Ale, I had never had Sweetwater before. The only time I had ever heard of Sweetwater before was the company that sells all music equipment online, which is where I get most of my music stuff. So I was actually impressed by the Extra Pale Ale. Wasn't my favorite, but I really did like it a lot. And then I seen these and was like, I need to do the Hazy IPA today. So it says here, the pursuit of I'm too excited, as you could see, you know what I'm saying? The pursuit of haziness. We endowed this straight up juice bomb with a double dry hop of Mosaic, Citra, Eldorado, and Azaka. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I'm still learning about these different hops. For a blast of mango, stone fruit, lime, and pine aromas. It's not a mirage, but a tasty, refreshing oasis in pursuit of haziness. Independently brewed since 1997, it is a family-owned company, which I love, and I also love that they use natural ingredients, so already they're in my good graces because I do appreciate family-owned businesses that really pride themselves in their product. It says here, hazy, juicy, fresh, double dry hopped. Not always a hoppy fan, but I have been surprised recently with some of the hops that I have tasted. Most notably, the Green Flash Brewing Company, now owned by Sweetwater, Imperial West Coast IPA. I thought it was going to be super hoppy. Ended up getting an actually pretty strong rating, which I was excited about. So this one clocks in at an ABV of 6.2%. I am a fan of hazy IPAs. We got our frosty glass here. Let's see what we got. One sip. Everybody knows the rules. Crispy, as always. Now, also want to say this. Every beer that I review, I end up finishing the whole thing. Okay? Not on camera, always. I literally, after the review, if I don't finish it on here, if I really like it, usually I do. After these, I usually just sit down and edit the videos right away. Sometimes I go record some music because it helps when you got that little litness going. But I wanted to say that, yeah, even if I don't like the beer, I feel like you should finish it. That's just, if you're going to crack it, you should finish it. Unless it's just absolutely repulsive and it gets a horrible review, then, you know. But me, here at the Beerdojo, that is the rule. You always finish the beer, all right? So here we go. Let's see what we got. Color is as expected. Already excited about this. And that, my friends, is a perfect pour. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I've been in the world. I know. Thank you. All right, off rip. This is the exact type of color that I enjoy in citrus beers. I consider this more of a citrus beer, and it's made with 4 different hops. So Mosaic, Citra, Eldorado, and Azeka. And it says there should be mango, stone fruit, lime, and pine aromas. Color already got me. This is literally the ideal color I like. For those who've seen the Shock Top review, that is like the basic standard for citrus beers in regards to what I enjoy. Some would say or argue that that's Blue Moon, but no, it's not. I think Blue Moon and Shock Top taste completely different. Anyway, love the smell. Got a little bit on the nose there. I do smell the mango, 100%. I do get the hints of pine aroma and lime. Overall, it's a very welcoming beer with the color, with the smell, and the pour. So let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Okay. So off rip, it's interesting. Off rip, definitely hoppy. Those of you who follow the channel know I am not really into really hoppy beers. Some have impressed me where so far they have actually balanced out really well. This one started off strong. It is double dry hopped. They do tell you that, so I was prepared for that. It definitely hits the palate strong at first. And as it rings out, it does smoothen out. I wouldn't say I really taste, it doesn't really taste too citrusy. It actually does taste a little more on, well, it is technically citrusy, a lime. I say citrusy because I always like more on the orange side, not the grapefruit or the sour citrus. But I do like this. I do like this. It's just hard for me. It does taste well, does go down smooth. It's just that hoppiness in the beginning is kind of like it is a double punch. It is a double punch. Now this isn't as strong of a hazy IPA. Clocks in, like I said, at 6.2%. It's the dryness for me, really. I have had sweeter hops before. The dryness is what's kind of getting me right now. But I could see someone who really likes hazy IPAs really enjoying this. I mean, it really is a great IPA. That's without having to be said. You know, Sweetwater has been impressing me. This is the second one that we're tried so far from their line. I'm excited to try the rest. I do got a couple in line already. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give this beer, excuse me. You know, as you drink more of it, you kind of warm up to it. If you don't like IPAs, at first you're gonna be like, oh, this is bitter. It starts to warm up. Debating between 2 scores right now. Those of you who are new to the channel, very hard to get high scores. So, you know, when I am giving out scores in the 6s or 7s, that's actually really good because our highest beer has been rated at, I believe, 8.2 so far. I'm not sure. We did have a cider beer that got an 8.8, but that's rated differently. Think of it as like when Dave Portnoy does a wing review or a dessert review. You know, I think he may have even done a coffee review. He rates them differently because that's not normally what he's rating. He's rating pizza. Here, we're rating beers. But we're also going to be rating ciders and rating more hard kombuchas. I'm going to have to give this beer a 7.1. Let's say 7.1. I was debating between a 6.9 and a 7.1. I'm giving it a 7.1 because I can 100% see how people who like hazy IPAs would enjoy this, especially if you like the dry hoppy taste. I don't, but that doesn't take away from the quality of the beer, and I have been impressed with Sweetwater. I love Sweetwater a lot. I'm glad it's based out here in Atlanta. Definitely going to check out the brewery sometime. That is the review. 7.1 Sweetwater Brewing Company Hazy IPA, 6.2%. Cheers.